kind of interesting. So the people that make remove my files or recover my files, right, will go through and every once in a while drop a DMCA notice. And it's really kind of interesting because this falls into the definition of OSP. What is an original service provider for this file? So blogspot.com.au, that would fit into it, depending on if Google actually owns Blogspot or not. But I think what's ending up happening here is that the company, Get Data Party Limited, who makes the software recover my files, is starting to get increasingly frustrated with the idea that that their DMCA notice isn't working quite the way they thought it would work or quite the way that they wanted it to work. And that can cause problems. Because what they need to understand is that depending on who really owns Blogspot, is it really Google? Is it a Google-hosted piracy? And all the rest of it, you know, we've got that whole process to go through. But we're not moving fast enough for this company. We're not moving fast enough for Recover My Files. And again, if Google doesn't own that blogspot.com.au or Blogspot, I don't even know who owns it. Could be Google for all I know. I just know that they own Blogger. So kind of one of those things that you just kind of need to go through. That we may not move fast enough for a company. And that's where this makes it interesting, because as you got deeper and deeper into 2014, they started putting in this description: Google's not meeting the DMCA obligation. Removal of blatantly infringing Blogspot site takes weeks. DMCA safe harbor revisions require an OSP to expeditiously remove or disable access to the allegedly infringing material. The delay is not expeditious and leaves software vendors exposed to direct financial loss through Google-hosted piracy. Recover my files, and so on and so on. So it's kind of interesting, right? Again, I don't really know who owns Blogspot. I'm sure I can find out, though. Who owns Blogspot? It could be developed by her and bought by Google in 2003, so turned over to Blogger, if I'm going to believe Wikipedia on this one. So kind of interesting that it is actually a Google property, but then how long does it take to get through the system? Is this something that has to be looked at by a person? You know, does it even exist? I bet you this site's probably been taken down by then. Yeah, the blog has been removed, so the blog address has been removed. It's not available for new blogs. So yeah, there's something else here going on at the time. So again, just kind of interesting, right? And then sometimes to be careful, or for whatever reason, a company may not move fast enough for the person issuing the DMCA notice. And this company issues a lot of DMCA notices, at least one a month, more likely 2 a month in general, to get the idea across that Recover My Files is something that they're very interested in keeping safe and not part of the process of general piracy or general file sharing. So again, just kind of interesting. This is like one of those really interesting ones where you go through these and you start seeing these trends and patterns. And that's why going through this, the way I'm going through it, piece by piece, is so important, is to see those general trends and patterns and get data parity to Recover My Files people. Definitely an interesting case in terms of how fast should an OSP move, what is an OSP's response, what does the word expeditiously actually mean in a legal sense. And that's, again, for the lawyers, not for a PhD researcher wondering how copyright is used or not used in terms of working on the DMCA.